3 a.m. Look at that smoke. Very first cook on the Series 3. Oh, that's a little clock I got going there. We're at 190. The meat is probed at 51. I've got the Pit Boss set on 200 and let it do this for a while. Let's check the, probably can't see it, it's too dark. But I put a full bag of pellets in, and you can see the sight glass, and it's only to right here. So it'll hold a lot of pellets. So it's been around 2 hours. Got it running at 200, and it says that the meat temperature is already 129. I kind of don't believe that. It seems like it's a little quick. But it's been good holding temperature. I just opened the door and it's on 190. And I just put a little bit more of the dry rub on it, the Pit Boss pulled pork rub. Let's see. That right there. And still very good smoke. I used almost an entire bag, like a 20-pound bag. And in the window there you can see that it didn't hardly fill up at all. And this thing will hold a lot of pellets. And still smoke rolling good. So far so good. Let's hope it turns out well. I'll come back and check later. Alright, so the Pit Boss probe is saying 134. I didn't trust that because 2 hours in there's no way it's that hot already. Dang it, my light just went out. That thing to come back on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. There we go. So I plugged in my Chew God and it says the temperature is 68. That is, I tend to believe the Chew God more. And 169 is the temp inside the grill on the shelf below the Boston butt. So it says 210 in, but the thermometer in the Pit Boss is in the back, so I tend to believe that's probably right. And where my probe is, 171, it is probably a little bit cooler because it's in a different spot. So I'll just continue to let that go. And that's the timer I put on there, so it hasn't quite been 2 hours yet. It's been about an hour and 50 minutes. I will mention one thing I forgot to do in my excitement. I forgot to spray the grates, but that's okay because I'm going at such a low temperature. I don't think it's going to stick at 200. I'm following a recipe, or the way the guy did it on Weekend Warrior Barbecue. He put it in for 6 hours at 200, and then after that turned it up to 275 until the internal temperature reaches 165. Wrap it up and put it in a pan, put it back in and let it go until it hits probably around 205, and then let it rest. I didn't go through the process of doing the rub and all that because there's all kinds of videos on that. So, and I've lost my light again. It's because it's still dark, but we'll check back in a little bit. Just made a run to the store and scored this. I've been looking for one of these big meat spatulas for a while because it'll pick up a whole roast. Alright, let's take a look. It's been going for about 4.5 hours now. I just spritzed it, but let's take a look at it. Looks pretty good so far. And I just added water to the water pan. Something that I have noticed is that the probes are still a bit off. See, that one says 150 and that one says 113. They're consistently about 40 degrees off, so I'm going to rely on my Chew God over the Pit Boss probe. I trust it more. We're right at 6 hours in. I bumped it up just now to 250, and the Pit Boss probe is saying 165. The Chew God is saying 129. At 230 is the great temp. Let's take a quick look at it. Pretty good color. I'm not going to spritz it just yet. I'm going to wait a little bit. Should have had my glove on. Looking good, looking good. So the Chew God thermometer says 162. Got about 3 more degrees. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put it in this pan, wrap it in foil, and leave it in until it hits probably 205. And then I'm going to wrap it in a towel after that and put it in that little cooler for probably at least an hour. Well, I've hit 10 hours and it's at 180. And it's wrapped in foil. Holding steady, I got it at 275. Doesn't go above 280. So I may have to speed it up, but I'm okay with it taking as long as it needs to take. Might take another hour. We'll wait and see. Okay, I just pulled it off. Let's take a peek. I am going to redo this foil and end up, I'm going to wrap it up and let it rest for probably an hour. Look at that. Looks good. It was 205. I actually let it get to 207. But I'm going to rewrap this. Look at all that juice too in the pan. I'm going to rewrap it and set it down in a cooler. Here's the end results. That's a good piece there. Very juicy. And it has a decent smoke flavor. I think it does better than the pellet grill. Still not as much smoke as I would like, but everybody else is going to enjoy this. And me too. No complaints, really.